growing up, just for my dad, um, he loves my mom more than life itself. And one thing that he used to always say to us, and I find it so funny, is he would say, if the house caught on fire, we were kids. I'm like 8 years old. If the house catches on fire, I'm going to save your mom, and then I'll come back in for you kids. And I'm thinking, how are you going to save mom? We're your kids, Dad. You got to love us more than anything. And he's like, no, I can make more of y'all. There's only one of her. And that is huge because I want my husband to love me the way my dad loves my mom. And that's huge.
Would you say your dad is a good father?
Absolutely. My dad is the best dad in the world.
Yes, I would say Dad is a very good dad.
Yeah, my dad is, I'd say my dad is a really good father. He taught me some life lessons, and I've kept them with me, and I'm an adult now with kids of my own, so.
Do you think Pepe is a good grandfather?
Yes, because he is very loving and caring.
He's been there entire life. He's been all the sporting events, basketball. Saturdays, he's kind of helped me out with played some RC cars, and he helped me out with that and got me into that.
I think what makes Pepe such a good grandfather is that he really follows up with your hobbies as well as what's up with you, and he always has good insight on what you're doing, and I think his intelligence is a very large factor into it, as he can really just give you good advice in a lot of situations you're in, as well as be very just supportive of what you're interested in.
I think yes. I think that Pepe is one of the top grandfathers, the best of the best.
Why?
Just because of the way he helps out, and the way he'll just be there for anybody, and he'll teach you things, and he'll just spend time with you.
I think he's a very good grandfather because he cares for us. He jokes us around, he makes us laugh a lot.
Because he is so caring and nice to me.
The fact that he always cares about how others are feeling and respects them as well.
He's been there since day one, me giving birth. I was the first grandchild. He's just been there, helped me out with a lot of stuff, give me great advice, helped me with life till to this day. He's the grandfather you can count on.
What do you think makes him a good dad?
Oh gosh, there's so many things that makes my dad a great dad. He's taught us everything we know. I could go on for a lot of different things, but he's taught us everything.
He has always been there. Doesn't matter, good times or bad times, he's always been there.
I think some of the things that make him a good dad or a good father is the way he's lived his life. He has, of course, physically taught me how to do some things like change the oil or the brakes, things like that, but I think the example of his life is probably the best part of it. You're allowed to be yourself no matter what. He would never control us or tell us we had to be a certain way. He would allow us to be who we are, and then he'd correct us afterwards. And then I think the other example he led for me is just his consistency on sticking to his principles and his morals. And I think that's really cool, considering today we're back and forth all over the place, and he's one of the true classics, sticks to it.
What I admire most about Charles is his patience. The man is extremely patient, and how patient he is with the kids and the grandkids is it's a bar that's set pretty high, and something I strive to be at some point in my life. His walk with God is very strong. That's another thing that I admire about him, but overall his patience is just amazing.
Dad has always been there for us. No matter if you're at your high or at your low, you've always been able to go to Dad and say, I need you to listen and talk to me about this. And he's always been there. You may get a funny story along the way with it, but you're going to get a raw emotion from Dad.
I have two of my favorite memories. There was a time where he would take us every year for our birthday out to do something. And one year I remember it was just me and him, and he taught me how to play tennis. And I I think I was 9, and I just loved it so much. That's one of my favorite memories about my dad. Gosh, I have so many great memories of him.
My favorite memory with Dad, he used to take us to air shows at the MacDill Air Force Base, and I thought it was so cool. You know, as a youngster, 10, 11 years old, I was always just bewildered by these insanely cool planes, and he was the same way. He was that 10 or 12-year-old kid with me, and except for he knew a lot more, so he could teach me all these cool things about him. And you know, we'd get out there and we'd get sunburned all to hell, and it was the greatest Saturdays, you know.
Play fighting when we were very young. The canoe trip with the gator. That was interesting. They swear it's not a gator, and I said it was. I was at the front, so I got to see it.
One of the other things I love, as a kid growing up, he would wake us up every morning, and I hated it as a kid, but thinking back, man, that just made my childhood. He would wake up singing songs, and he would take the covers off us and tickle us, or he would throw water on us to wake us up. But as a kid, you hate it, but looking back, it made waking up fun every morning.
What's your favorite thing about him?
That he's always kind, and he never like looks down on you without meaning to teach you something.
I think my favorite thing about my grandfather is just how much he knows about really the world and everything around it.
The jokes that he makes and stuff like that, and like how he can just like start up a conversation like at any time.
Favorite thing? My favorite thing is you can go to him about anything, and he's gonna give you, the advice you want to hear. Not necessarily the one you want to hear, but the advice you need. And he gets along with all the grandchildren. It could be Julia for karate, and, all kinds of things. You can count on him for anything you want.
Play with the bow staff and the nunchucks, and I like that.
What's something Dad has taught you?
He's taught us everything. He has taught us everything from how to drive to how to be good parents, how to raise our children, how to love God. He's taught us so much. There's a lot he's taught us.
Something Dad has taught me is to, I never did mind about the little things.
It's another thing. He lived an example for his life, and that was when you're pooping, you close the door, otherwise everyone's going to smell it, and you flush twice.
He's taught me to be a great man. He's kind of been like the role model for me. Just what father figures should do and how to run a house and everything like that.
Honestly, it's okay to ask people for help. I know a lot of situations to where I've needed help, and it can be even small stuff, but I'll let him know, and he always makes it completely fine to ask for help.
What's something he has taught you?
One thing he taught me is how to fly his airplanes.
He has taught me that sometimes it's not always the best to be negative towards others.
About him.
My favorite thing about him is he loves to craft with me. He likes to make things with me. For example, he made that Indian house made of popsicle sticks with us. It was really fun.
What have you done with Pepe?
Funniest? There was this one time where me and Pepe went out to play the bow staff with the bow staff, and I hit myself in the head with it.
He was teaching me how to solve the Rubik's Cube, and he dropped it, and it shattered, and we spent hours trying to put it back together, but we figured out eventually that you could just snap the pieces together and then use a screwdriver to screw them together.
What is something you would like to tell him?
The best thing I can tell him right now is thank you.
I would like to tell him thank you for being there, and just thank you for just keeping everyone together and stuff like that.
He was a great grandfather, I guess.
Do you love your baby?
Yes.
Okay. How much do you love your baby?
Like a best friend?
How much do you love him?
I don't know how much.
You don't know how much? Just a little bit?
No.
How much do you love him? That much?
My arms can't reach how much.
I'd like to tell them that I love him and I'd love to learn more from him.
I'll tell him that he means a lot to this family, and he's a big tying part to it.
Tell him.
Thank you for being there and being a great father figure and helping me out with life.
Thank you.
That's not scripted and I'm gonna cry. Gosh. Okay, my daddy's sitting right here. Right now I would tell him that I'm very lucky to have him as a father, and that not only does he bless us, but he blesses our children, and we're very blessed to have him. This is not good. I hate you. Why would you do that to me?
If Dad was sitting here right now, I think I would tell him, bravo, because he's got a family that absolutely loves and adores him, and someone's cutting onions up in here. He's got a family that absolutely loves and adores him, and it's proof in these interviews and what we're doing, and just kid after kid, and grandchild after grandchild, and husband after husband. That's a joke. I think that we live every single day knowing that we got a father that's there for us, loves us, and we can go to him with anything. So I'd tell him bravo. He raised a really great family.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. We love you very much.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Happy Father's Day, Charles. Love you, man.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Love you, Pepe.
I don't think I've got anything else, bro.
Really? That was it? All that smack talk.
All that smack talk. I know.
Do all this stuff.
Bro, that's just because of April, she's such a control freak. I like to freak her out, So, nah, I've got nothing else. He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. I love my kids with him. It's all serious now. I love my kids with him. Seriously.
No, see, okay, so oh my God, Brian just moved me. Okay, God almighty.
Who's the favorite child? Definitely me.
Who is the favorite sibling?
Favorite sibling would be me.
The favorite sibling out of his kids?
Yes.
I think it's Amber.
And I can break it down very logically because Amber was an awful child. She was drinking and smoking at 13 and sneaking out with boys. Like, who does that? I didn't sneak out with any boys when I was 13.
Why?
Why?
Why aren't the other ones their favorite?
Why aren't the other ones a favorite? Well, because they were horrible.
I don't know. Everyone says it's Amber, but I honestly don't know. I haven't seen favoritism in Charles, to be honest with you. I mean, I could say April because it's usually just when we're over there, he's favored, But that's a tough question. I don't know if he has a favorite, to be honest with you.
April, all she did was cry the whole time. Every time you talked to her, you couldn't even have a conversation without her crying about it. And on top of it, if you'd never heard that, all you had to do is look at her pictures. My parents actually allowed her to have that mushroom haircut for how many years? You don't like someone when you give them a haircut like that.
Amber, me, then you.
Really? You're not even a blood. He didn't even have fun having you.
And then there's me. I'm absolutely the most creative. I am super funny and humble.
Yeah. Why? Let's see. April skipped school, and well, Scott listened to horrible music. That was his. Yes. I was bad younger, but I was very good after that. So that's it. Yeah. So it'd be me.
I was always nice and kind. I did whatever my parents said. I always got straight A's. Amber and April didn't have that. So anyway, they went out of their way. So I'm adopted, really, in real life. I wasn't a biological kid. So they went out of their way to come pluck me from another state and bring me into the family. That shit's love.
But I'm actually the favorite. I've been around the longest. I've put up with the most. And I've taught him the most. I finally got this man some real tools. Now he can use them a little bit, you know. I think I've poured into him enough.
Who is Pepe's favorite grandkid?
Oh, that's Justin.
Why are you just
Talking in third person right now?
Not Justin. No way. Not even close.
Perfect. Are you sure about that?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, hands down, Justin is the favorite grandchild because he was the first, of course, obviously, and definitely the cutest. I mean, my kids are dang cute, but he was stupid, stupid cute. Fat, roly-poly, chubby cheeks, and everyone lost their mind over him.
Is Pepe's favorite grandchild Justin?
No.
Girls, they're okay. And you got the 2 boys, or 3 boys. I don't know. I'm just his favorite. Everyone loves Justin.
Oh God.
All of us.
Who's Pepe's favorite grandchild? Is it Justin? Yeah, that's what we thought.
Who is Pepe's favorite grandkid?
If I'm honest, I'd probably have to say Julia.
Why?
Because he's always like doing things with her that he doesn't do with other people, and he's always a lot lighter to her.
Is Justin the favorite grandchild?
I think Julia may be taking his place, but yeah.
I think that Pepe's favorite grandchild is probably Colton.
Why?
Because he's getting into those Rubik's Cubes, you know what I mean? And those Rubik's Cubes are really making them both kind of conversate with each other, you know what I mean? And I'm not into that stuff. So, since we don't have that we only have that bond with the dinosaur game. The Isle, that's it. And he's kind of gotten, off of that.
Favorite grandkid?
Oh yeah, he's the only one that knows his middle name. Yeah, Justin's definitely the favorite, hands down.
That's so funny. All the adults say that Justin's the favorite.
Justin's the favorite. Yeah, hands down.
Justin's the last.
Who's Charles's favorite grandchild?
Me.
Most of the kids say Justin because he's the oldest. He
None
was
of
the
kids
first.
say Justin.
Really? I always thought it was Justin. Lately, maybe Julia because of the martial arts stuff.
Why is he your best friend?
Because he's nice to me. I'm not used to this.
Is Justin his favorite?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
If we had to rank him from the top to the bottom, where would he sit?
Maybe like an 8.
And how many grandchildren are there?
I don't know.